actually yesterday.
You wanna start with yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday was the exact first quarter.
Yes.
So let's get this to,
The exact first quarter.
we're gonna start right there.
So then if you want to circle it or write it down, this is the first quarter. Then today, can you switch it one?
Okay, and so, should I talk about how this simulation works real quick?
Yeah, you can do that.
So what we're looking at is up in the upper right here, we'll look at the different phases. And then here in the big screen, we can see the orientation of the sun compared to the earth and the moon. And so where are you at on earth? Where's the moon compared to where the sun is? Over here in the bottom right, we can kind of see a space view of the orientation of the sun and the moon compared to earth. And so we can click this thing and run all kinds of different increments of time. What we want to try to do is just go day by day. And then I'm going to use the moon here also to help with our vision of this. So you want to skip forward to today now?
Well, okay, so yesterday was the first quarter. Then today would be waxing gibbous, which if you continue with waxing gibbous, you can see, okay, continue.
Hang on a sec.
Oh.
Did you see the waxing gibbous moon on your way in tonight? Yeah? Did anybody notice it? Well, it's been so cloudy, it's bad habits that we have now, but now it's going to be clear, so. So you want to go day by day now?
So you can see as the days go by, the waxing gibbous illuminate, you can see more of the moon from what we can see. Then,
Hang on, I forgot how many clicks I was. All right, so that's 1 click from the first quarter, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, 4 clicks, 5 clicks, 6 clicks, 7 clicks.
and then the full moon, which would be on, wait, this is weird. Which would be on the 12th, which will be a week from today. So you can see the entire moon. And then if you continue,
Want me to continue now?
yes,
Should we look at where we are in here?
oh yes.
Okay, so. Okay, where am I at here?
Oh, you're on the moon and planet.
Okay, so we're pretending that the sun is up
Yep.
this way?
The sun is that way.
Okay, and so this is our orientation then for the full moon, is that what you're telling me? We're at Minnesota facing this way?
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna count clicks again?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna go 1,
So then it starts waning gibbous, so then we can see less and less of the moon each night, which we have waxing gibbous for a week. And then, keep going. Then on the 19th, 2 weeks from today, it will be the third quarter.
so slightly more than 7 days and slightly less than 8 days.
Yep. So then,
So now we're on November 19th, is that where
Yep.
you are?
on November 19th, we'll have the third quarter. Then after the third quarter, we will continue to see less and less of the moon for another week until the 26th, which will be the new moon, and the sun isn't shining and reflecting off the moon, so we can't see that light. Yes, so it'd be right there.
So, where's face? All right.
So it'd be on the opposite of where it was.
Well, and if the sun's over here, then I can't see it, first of all, because the sun's in the background, and then where's all that reflected energy going?
Away
What
from
you telling
us.
me?
Yep.
Oh, so that's what we call the new moon. Got it.
So then if we continue, it's the waxing crescent, so then we start to see more of the moon again until the 4th, which is a little over a month from today, which is our first quarter.
And we completed the cycle.
Yes, yes.
Excellent.
Didn't we start on the third quarter?
Huh?
Didn't we start on the third quarter?
No.
We did? Okay, anyway, that's fine then. Okay, I don't know.
You told me to start here, which was yesterday.
That's right, that's right.
Yes.
I just, their circles are, because we thought it was gonna be, so we were.
Oh,
gonna-
yeah,
We were
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
start on.
Yeah, you're ignoring those circles.
Yes, I'm ignoring them. Okay, back to my thing.
All right. I escaped out of it. Oh, there we go.
Okay. So now we're gonna talk about eclipses. So a solar eclipse is when the moon moves in front of the sun, as seen from Earth. During a solar eclipse, it gets darker and darker outside as more and more of the sun is covered by the moon's shadow. During a total eclipse, the entire sun is covered for a few minutes as it becomes very dark outside. So, as you can see, this very middle would be a total eclipse, and you wouldn't be able to see the sun at all for a couple of minutes. And this would be a partial eclipse where you can see part of the moon, and it gets darker out.
What's the moon phase when that happens?
That
Has to be new.
has to be a new one, because
Has
the
to
other one
be.
has to be yep.
Okay. So if we were gonna have one in the month of November, then that would have to happen on what, the
The
26th?
26th.
Okay, if we were gonna have a solar eclipse. Huh?
With the video.
Did you wanna watch a video of the solar
Yes.
eclipse now? Okay. Storm was having problems seeing the videos that we thought she should show, so I just kind of pulled them up on my computer.
So this is a solar eclipse. So this would be,
Actually, footage.
this would be partially, and then as it gets smaller, now that it is completely covered, this would be a total eclipse, and it'll stay like this for a few minutes until it completely passes. And then once it gets further on this side, and then it'll be, it's going slower than I was anticipating. So as it gets brighter on this side, look at those flares. And then
Oh, there you go.
you can start to see the sun on this side of the moon.
Now they're trying different things with different filters here.
Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little, you can see this. Then we would be in a partial eclipse again, because the sun is on this side. So as you can see, it only lasts for a couple of minutes. Ooh.
And the moon is the perfect distance from Earth right now that we can have a perfect total solar eclipse. All right, now we're going back to you.
Yep.
Okay.
So a lunar eclipse occurs when the moon passes directly behind Earth and into Earth's shadow. This can occur only when the sun, Earth, and moon are exactly aligned. With Earth in between the two, a lunar eclipse can only occur on a night that is a full moon. So when Earth is in between the sun and the moon, the light comes through Earth's atmosphere, and the only color that comes through is red, because the other colors, what's the word?
Scattered.
Scatter, and you can't see them, which is often referred as a blood moon. Right?
Where we're gonna do
I mean,
This thing?
we can. That would be, so that the moon would be over here, and the light from the sun would go through our atmosphere onto the moon, and you'd be able to see the red on the moon. And then we have videos of that too.
We do have videos for that too that we're having troubles with.
One of them I got to look at. I didn't think
Yeah.
of anything. Yeah. Those are really cool.
So did you get a chance to look at this one?
No, this isn't.
Okay, so this is a little simulation that shows the shadows of the Earth and the Moon, and you were gonna talk about why we don't have an eclipse every month?
Because they're not perfectly aligned.
Okay, that's what we're gonna see here, yeah. It looks from above like we have perfect alignment, but we really don't. And so if we're gonna have a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, not only do they have to be lined up,
They have to be lined up perfectly. So this would be a solar eclipse.
this would be a solar eclipse, yeah.
When it's perfectly aligned and the moon's shadow goes onto Earth, which you can kind of see on here. This is the total eclipse, and then there are the partial eclipse, which is bigger around.
And then we could see the same thing happening
Yes.
in reverse. This appears to be the blood moon that you were
Mhm.
referring to.
So this is when the Earth's shadow is starting to cover the moon, and now you can see the light from our atmosphere, or the light is coming through our atmosphere, turning the moon red, the light is refracting off of the moon
And
color.
this moment right here is really cool to see. We've had quite a few solar or lunar eclipses here within the last 8 or 10 years. And this moment right here is pretty spectacular because you really cannot see the moon except for that sliver. And the instant that moon moves totally into the shadow, now you can see that red. And that's because of what Storm just did a great job explaining why it looks red. And then the opposite happens, once the moon starts to come out of the other side, that red goes away and you start to see just that sliver.
Which sometimes does that take a couple of months.
No, but this can last for a couple of hours, where the solar eclipse, you might have 2 minutes.
Okay.
The solar eclipses are not nearly as enjoyable.
Imagine 300 mid-sized cars floating above your head.
You've seen a,
Is that one?
look,
I think so. Anyway, ta-da, thank you.
thank you.